if I'm Tory Lanez and I'm on trial for shooting Meg Thee Stallion in the foot, I don't care what my legal team is saying. Put me on the stand so I could tell my truth. You know, his day came in court. He never took the stand. Kelsey's day came in court, and all of a sudden, even though someone did get harmed, all of a sudden nobody knew a damn thing of what went down. You know, Kelsey all of a sudden just didn't know, didn't recall what went down specifically. Tory Lanez didn't even take the stand. And then the other guy who saw everything, the bodyguard, nowhere to be found. Hey, what's going on, folks? This is another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything. And before we get started, it would be a huge, huge favor if you could hit that like and subscribe button. It would just be big, a big help, put it that way. So we're talking about the documentary that's now out on Amazon Prime Video. This is Meg Thee Stallion's In Her Words. And this was done by, I believe it's Rock Nation in partnership with the Amazon Prime Studios. And yeah, man, I think just to get this out the way, I really feel like this was a well done documentary. It definitely, you know, like the first 20 minutes, maybe 20, 30 minutes or so is definitely talking about her past, how she got into the hip hop, you know, talking about the heavy influence her mom had, the loss of both of her parents or whatnot. First 30 minutes or so is really just let you know who Meg Thee Stallion is. And in addition to that, I feel like it was a well done balance of going through the Tory Lanez shooting incident, as well as just seeing how she was trying to push forward and still be Meg Thee Stallion, the performer, the hip hop artist, the influencer, all of that, all while still having this Tory Lanez case, you know, coming up. And also, this was also just a case of how much stress she was under. Like, you got shot in the foot. You still have to try to perform like you Meg Thee Stallion. But like everyone else who's human, she does have a social media following. She does like to check on social media, see what the streets are saying about her or whatnot. And yeah, it was a lot of nasty, ugly things. So you're talking about a girl who is under 30 years old, in her mid-20s or whatnot. And has dealt with a lot of trauma from, once again, losing her mom to a brain tumor, losing her father to a heart attack, this Tory Lanez situation. You know, me speculating a little bit, all of a sudden, all these people who she thought was cool with her quickly sided with Tory Lanez, and, you know, other people just saying ugly things about her online constantly. So that's what this is about. It's really just how she is pursuing everyday life despite all of these negative, tragic things that she was going through. You know, and I do feel like if you're a Tory Lanez fan or whatnot, or if you, for whatever reason, you don't rock with Meg Thee Stallion, this documentary, of course, may not be for you. But I also don't feel like this documentary was created to try to change your opinion. This is a documentary that is simply, just as it's titled, in her words, from her perspective. Simple as that. Simple and plain. I also feel like, you know, just for me personally, just to put my, you know, personal twist on it. No, I mean, yes, I'm, you know, am I first in line to listen to a Meg Thee Stallion album? No, only because I don't feel like she makes music that's geared towards me. I'm 41 years old. My clubbing days are long gone. There's no need for me to really be bumping, you know, drive the boat music while I'm running, you know, husband and father errands up and down the street. But so even though I am not the first in line to listen to her music, I do like the songs that she has done. I really admire the movement she started with the whole hot girl thing. You know, instilling confidence in women of all ages to, you know, embrace their sexuality or whatnot. Well, not of all ages. Let me take it back. But I like the hot girl movement that she's influencing a lot of women in terms of being comfortable with themselves and being confident and all that jazz. I'm with all that. So, yes, I may not be first in line for music because the music is not made for my demographic, but am I an overall Meg Thee Stallion supporter in what she does? Yes, I will say that. Even with that said, that long disclaimer, there were parts of the documentary that once again, this entire documentary I feel like was pretty transparent and honest from her words, for her point of view. But there were parts of the documentary where I can understand why people would doubt Meg Thee Stallion. In terms of the Tory Lanez incident. For one of the big controversies was, you on stage dancing after this Tory Lanez shooting. And I'll be honest, I don't know how long or short of a break she took after she got shot. But yes, did she dance on stage? Who knows how long after the shooting? Yeah. But I guess if I'm in Meg Thee Stallion's shoes, if I'm a multimillionaire performing artist or whatnot, and I get shot in the foot, more specifically, and I know I could continue to make money and bring in money and just all types of generational wealth, I'm going to treat myself like an athlete and tell whatever doctors, caretakers, whatever the case is, treat me like $1 million athlete. Hit up my foot with the needle of painkillers or whatever athletes do to get back on that football field or to get back on the court. I'm having that same mindset if I'm Megan Thee Stallion. Hey, shoot me up with whatever I need to get shot up with so I can perform and make this money. So, I really feel like that's just my take on it. I understand how you could look at Meg sideways, but then again, I feel like I would still perform too, knowing the type of wealth I have ahead of me. And I think the biggest thing that a lot of people were trying to doubt Meg Thee Stallion, especially the defense team, it really was a case of, if she lied about sleeping with Tory Lanez, what else is she lying about? I understand. And, that Gayle King interview, I'm sure it didn't go 100% the way Meg Thee Stallion thought it would. And she fully, wholeheartedly expressed that at some point in the documentary. But again, just playing devil's advocate, if you will, especially if you looked at Meg sideways. Yeah, I mean, not everybody wants their sexual business out there in the streets. I'll speak for myself. There's a couple bodies I got under my belt that I'd rather keep between me and God and take to the grave. I'm sure in that situation, who knows? Of course, the question blindsided her. You're not supposed to know the questions every time you take an interview. But also, who knows? I'm sure outside of being surprised about a question, she probably had that same mindset. Like, I don't necessarily want everybody in my sexual business, So just because she lied about that doesn't necessarily mean she's lied about everything else. And that's just my 2 cents about it, man. And I'll leave it with this. Once again, I know that this is not some persuasive video to make you not hate Meg Thee Stallion if you hate Meg Thee Stallion or whatever the case is. But I will say this. My final thing is, if I'm Tory Lanez and I'm on trial for shooting Meg Thee Stallion in the foot, I don't care what my legal team is saying. Put me on the stand so I could tell my truth. His day came in court. He never took the stand. Kelsey's day came in court. And all of a sudden, even though someone did get harmed, all of a sudden, nobody knew a damn thing of what went down. Kelsey all of a sudden just didn't recall what went down specifically. Tory Lanez didn't even take the stand. And then the other guy who saw everything, the bodyguard, nowhere to be found. But I know I'm off on a long tangent. Overall, I thought the documentary was great. Once again, I really emphasize the great balance it has between all the stresses that Meg Thee Stallion had to deal with. I'm juggling a very exhausting world tour, not even United States tour. Juggling a very exhausting world tour where I'm going to stadiums and all this other stuff. I got to deal with this Tory Lanez shooting mess, and I still deal with all the nastiness and ugliness I'm getting from people online. But yeah, man, I've said too much already. Great documentary. This video, of course, is to further make the Stallion out as a victim. I just feel like it was a great documentary, and it's just what you see is what you're getting. It's the entire documentary is in her words, from the Tory Lane shooting, from her dealing with all type of stresses, and yeah, I highly recommend you check it out. That's my opinion. Love it or hate it. Peace.